Hey, hello friends, just a short one today, but I wanted to formally announce our Bridgerton read-alongs, which you may know about if you looked on my community tab or if you joined us either in the live about the Bridgerton previews we got on Valentine's Day or after if you watch the playback. But because I know that the community tab isn't something that everyone looks at and that we discussed it later in the live, I wanted to have a central place where we could talk about these read-alongs because I'm really excited about it and I'm still relatively new at these. We dipped our toes into a read-along with the Buccaneers at the end of the year. Full transparency, at least on the Storygraph side of things, it was basically me in there. But I'm so grateful for those who joined in on that live, either in real time or later as well. So the game plan for this is to do both The Viscount Who Loved Me and, of course, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. The Viscount Who Loved Me because we need a little bit of lead up. We might still get some Anthony and Kate in season 3, and it's a kind of trial run for Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, if I'm going to be honest as well. It's also just more time together, absolutely. So the current game plan is The Viscount Who Loved Me read-along will start on March 1st and run through the end of March in terms of the Storygraph. So both of these read-alongs I'm going to host in terms of their discussion on Storygraph for us to kind of follow along, and I'm really excited to explore this feature on Storygraph a little bit more with these read-alongs, and the read-alongs will culminate in a live discussion with all of us together. Now, I have not decided when those live discussions will take place. Currently, I am thinking we will read The Viscount Who Loved Me in March and discuss it early April. Of course, then we will read Romancing Mr. Bridgerton in April and ideally discuss it early May, so we are ready to go for the 16th. So I will be including the links to the Storygraph read-alongs I've created for this in the description box for you all to join along. It is, of course, absolutely free to join. Now, as of now, the discussion boards have not really been created in those read-alongs, and there's not really a robust discussion space there yet. That being said, I am open to feedback or suggestions about what specific kind of boards, discussion boards we should have there. I'm not sure if people who did not create the read-along can add discussion boards, but I am open to suggestions in both the comments here, on those discussion boards, on my Instagram, if you have suggestions there. Additionally, if you have ideas in terms of the best time for you for a live discussion, please let me know. Ideally, I will also do either a community tab poll or a discussion within the read-alongs themselves to kind of come up with a time where the most of us will be able to gather at one time. I know we're not going to be able to catch everybody, but whether that is a weekend, whether it is a weeknight, if it's morning, if it's afternoon, if it's evening, you know the drill. Additionally, if you just want to join the read-along in name only, you've read the book recently, or you're not going to have time to get to a reread, but you want to be part of the discussion, please jump on, because the more the merrier. I'm excited to have a book club of sorts with all of you, but I've not hosted a read-along to this hopeful scale before, so I'm of course open to the feedback. With that as well, if we want to do a live at some point potentially where we're just reading the book together, creating space to read the book together, that's always a possibility. There are so many avenues we can go with this dependent on your interest, and you can also be like, Melody, that's a little too much. I think we need to rein it in, and that is okay too. But I'm just excited to have a space to kind of get into the mindset, to revisit these books, to talk about them together, and to just continue to build up excitement going into season 3. So to reiterate, we are going to do a read-along on Storygraph in March for The Viscount Who Loved Me, followed by a live discussion sometime early April for The Viscount Who Loved Me. During April, we will be doing a Storygraph read-along for Romancing Mr. Bridgerton with a live discussion about Romancing Mr. Bridgerton sometime early May. And then, of course, we will be jumping right into season 3. In terms of season 3 content and reaction and discussion, just to kind of give you an idea of where my head is at right now, so you can let me know whether that is a direction that is of interest to you, or if you would like me to potentially go another route. Currently, I am thinking, because we are getting the 2 separate drops, that instead of doing doing 2-episode chunks like I did last year, and instead of doing like all at once like I did for season 1, that I will do part 1 and part 2. But I am currently playing with the idea of doing my kind of normal dedicated sit-down discussion video, and then following that up after I post it with a live where we can discuss things together. So let me know what you're thinking about that. Live streaming is of course still somewhat new for me and a little dicey in terms of ambient noise at any given moment, but if it's of interest to you, I would love to hang out and discuss things further. So with that being said, my goal is to keep it short and sweet today. So again, the Storygraph read-alongs will be linked in the description box, so just go ahead and join that and we will be good to go. I will be building those out further prior to March 1st. Additionally, if you have any thoughts about what you would like to see in this read-along, in these discussions, in the content coming up for Bridgerton, leave those below. If you were excited about the read-along, in addition to joining it, go ahead and like and interact with this video so we can continue to push the word out. Additionally, like I said, if you are not able to join the read-along, I don't want you to feel that that is like a prohibitive factor in joining in on the conversation for the live or later. I would love to interact with this with you wherever you are able to join in. So please feel free to join and keep your eyes open for those polls, discussions, what have you, related to what times would work best for you to have those lives. Or again, go ahead and pepper them through the comments too, so that I can focus those options a little bit more come decision time to what it seems like people are leaning to already. So with that being said, so excited to have you interested in this read-along. Again, I'm still new to the read-along space, so open to your recommendations and suggestions, but excited to dive into this together. So yeah, thanks for hanging out now and being interested in hanging out in the future. We'll see if I get a bigger video up this week. I'm thinking I might not. It was a good friend's birthday weekend, so I'm a little behind there. I know that it is not going to completely shatter anybody's world, but I also don't want to leave you hanging there. So again, thank you for hanging out. Looking forward to hanging out more in the future. Leave your thoughts below. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you feel like it. Read something good. We've got 2 options coming up for these read-alongs now to give you some momentum. And yeah, bye.